Hi, I should warn you that I am so sick right now. I feel absolutely terrible today. I had a really high fever last night. Like I'm going through it, but I'm trying to still lock in and record because I'm supposed to go out of town to see my grandparents next week, and then my dad's having surgery, and then it's Christmas. So if I don't record this like right now, I'm not gonna have any videos for like the whole rest of the month. So it is very unfortunate timing for me to have gotten sick. And I don't mean to like complain. I kind of want to apologize because I don't feel like I'm gonna be very entertaining today. I don't feel like I'm very funny or like interesting right now. I mostly just feel like I got hit by a bus. But we're gonna try and do a base game build today in The Sims 4. My goal is to build something that's like actually playable for the majority of people. No packs, reasonably priced, not cheap, but like attainable, and hopefully also very cute. Today is the last day to pre-order my merch. The pre-orders end tonight, December 19th at midnight, so you've got just a little bit of time left. So if you are interested in any of these things, this is your last call because after today, they will go away. Everything is available on lilsimsie.shop, and I'll have that link down below for you in case you wanted to go and check it out. And I promise after today, I will stop yapping about this in every single video because after today, it's all gonna be gone. I don't know if this is too low, but I'm thinking I might give us a budget of about 40,000 simoleons for this house. I also didn't disable any packs. Would it be weird to start with the porch instead of starting with the walls? Maybe a little bit. I kind of like the idea of there being a lot of porch, like almost a full wraparound porch, but we could possibly break it up a little bit with some more bump outs. I think maybe it needs to be a little bit bigger than that too. Yeah, something like that. Bigger, she says. And then the actual house is like the tiniest thing ever. But the porch is like a really cheap way to have a very impactful addition to the house. We could also have like a nice bump out over, maybe not that big. We'll figure it out. We could do like a bump out over there. There could be a chimney over here. Probably taller than that. Depends on how big the roof is. What if there was like a little dormer there? These things always look so weird when you just have the walls and no roof. It looks like so strange. Definition of trust the process, huh? Okay, but something like this is kind of what I was envisioning. That might be a little bit too big. Maybe this part can be smaller, the dormer. That's fine, because that would be directly above where the front door would go. Maybe I'll make it a little taller too on this part. Not all the sides need to be tall, but at least the front can be a little taller. Okay, the chimney looks a lot better that way too. I'm not sure about this weird little bump out I tried to add. We might want to rethink that. It kind of just depends on how everything else comes together, but maybe I start by putting in the roof on the porch. We want this to be much lower, and then you want it to go all the way around. See, this looks bad because I want to be able to have this in the corner. I like how it all lines up nicely in the corners, so I want to stick to that. I guess this could probably go all the way across too. How does that look? I think maybe this part actually was bad. I wonder if the dormer should be way up high instead. I guess doing it like that means I probably shouldn't have this be as tall as it is, unless we wanted it to be like this. For a house on a budget, this is not really the time for us to be putting fake dormers because the fake dormers aren't even functional. Maybe it would be better if this was just bigger in general. Like maybe if the bump out was all the way. That does break the wraparound bit of the porch a little bit, but that's okay. I think that's a really simple solution. It still looks good. I just gotta fix the roof so it's not clipping anywhere. I feel like I can see the tiniest little bit of clipping on this part too. That's not too bad. How big is it on the inside? Ooh, not big, and weirdly is kind of like the exact same shape as Texas. I don't know how this always happens to me. I make these Sims builds and somehow they always turn out looking like Texas. Okay, let's try and use a fence that we don't normally go for, like this one. Although, the thing is, there's a reason I don't normally go for it, and it's because I don't like where it places the little columns. What about this one? See, that's horrible. Maybe I should just place the columns in first. That'll be okay like that. That was a lot of money, but it'll be okay. I used to use this fence all the time. It was like my favorite one in the whole game. It's a little pricey. It's 46. Oh my gosh. Never mind. Let's not do that. That's so unnecessary. Look at how much money I just got back by doing it this way instead. I'm also gonna delete the fence behind the stairs because that saves some money. I'll delete the underside of the stairs, and I will keep the stair railing though because I think we need it. Okay, I have this idea. This might be a bad idea, but I had this idea about putting a walkway that goes all the way into the backyard. I might want to scoot the whole thing over just a little bit more. Now it's like way off to the side of the lot, but wouldn't this be kind of cute? It's a lot of money on the yard too, but I think it looks more interesting from the front this way. Oh no. Both of these are white swatches of a fence. The gate looks completely different. Like unrecognizable. Oh boy. This will be interesting. Maybe this part needs to get extended out a little bit more too. And maybe this is where the patio goes. I'll come back to that once I have the floor plan sorted. I don't think it's worth us worrying about that right now. Okay, let's talk about the floor plan because I think once we have that, it's gonna be a lot easier. I was thinking about putting the staircase up there, but It really depends if we think no, I don't think that's a good idea. I think the staircase needs to be facing more this way because that's how you're able to really break up all of these areas into different rooms. How weird is this? I would say it's pretty weird. I think it's okay if the rooms are kind of strange shapes. There's something kind of fun about that in a build. I think that this one should be the primary bedroom with an ensuite bathroom, and we'll make it a little bit bigger because it's supposed to be the primary bedroom. That also means I can move the door so it's not up against the wall. And then I'll make this into the hall bathroom. So in total, there's 3 bedrooms upstairs and then also 2 bathrooms. And if this needs to be, this could be an extra bedroom. It could be like a nursery or something small. Oh, actually, if we really wanted to, I could make this, because it's the primary bedroom, we can make it a little bit bigger. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we can solve that once we start furnishing it. That might make all the rooms a nicer shape. And it's probably better to have 4 bedrooms than just 3. Okay, so down here, let's do a bathroom downstairs. Or, well, maybe actually that could be the kitchen. Okay, this is a little bit funky, but I kind of like it in terms of the floor plan. What if there was like a weird shaped little half bathroom right here? I guess we can maybe even make it bigger. Then it's not so weird shaped. Okay, so there's entryway, living room, office, bathroom downstairs, kitchen, and then a dining room right here. So in total, it's only 2 bathrooms, but it is 4 bedrooms and an office. You know what? I would actually say that's pretty good. I think it's a realistic floor plan too. It's a little bit annoying because to get to the kitchen, you have to go all the way around the entire house, but I think it makes sense. Okay, what are the cheapest of these door frames? I think I'll do an archway to go into the office space. And now we gotta start thinking about windows and stuff. That part does scare me a little bit because we already have not that much money left over. You know what I never use is this little tiny window. That might help with the scale of it. Like it makes it look a little bit smaller up there. That could be good. We could do a little window on the side as well. I was thinking about using a really orange colored brick. Like this brick. Oh boy. I never ever use this one. I can count on one hand the number of times I've used it. I don't really like it that much. So that's why I don't really use it. And so I want to do this and then have like some white accents on it. Like maybe orange brick and then also this white siding. I don't think that looks too bad together. The only problem is that we don't have a foundation that matches this, which is actually kind of a big problem. That is really inconvenient. Oh, I probably want the one that has a trim, right? Like this one instead. Yeah, that looks better to have the trim. Except, oh, you can't see the trim on the bottom because it's too close. I would give anything to be able to custom do the trim on these things. It's like so infuriating. I guess we could just use a white siding as the foundation as well. I wouldn't pick that. I would prefer for it to be brick, but there's no point worrying about stuff that's out of our control. I'm trying to use a roof texture that I don't normally go for as well, because I know I always use this one. Like that's my #1 go-to roof. I don't really use the scalloped shingles very much, but there's something about the scalloped ones. I think it's a color thing. I think the color isn't very nice on these. They don't come in very many colors. Like you can't really use green. And these are very red. I don't think that looks good. The black is very dark. That's not really what I wanted. All right, this is more of a reddish toned brick as well. It's not really orange, but do you think that we could use it? It looks okay in some other lightings. I just want to have more of that brick texture. And I guess we could put it all the way. Oh, 720. Oh my goodness. Let's come back to that. I don't think that we should let ourselves spend that kind of money just yet. I might want to do more of the outside. See, I can't use this door. 405 no. This is my favorite door. It's also the cheapest one. It's only 50, but I feel like I can't have it centered how I want it to be. I guess I could just move it. Great, I can pay for more of the brick. It would be fine centered. I would have liked to have used a different door because I keep using the same one, but sometimes these things don't work out how we want them to. Okay, I'm gonna do 3 of these windows together so it looks like a big window. Maybe I should have used just a regular old little, no, that's ugly. Never mind, sorry. Maybe the house would look better no foundation. It would save us some money too. It just feels so silly, kind of like plopped randomly on the ground like that, but I also think it looks way cuter. Okay, let's try that for the windows. I think this is okay like this. What if I put all of this on a platform? What if we put everything inside of the whole house on a platform? Because that way it has like the tiniest little bit of a foundation, but you don't need to have stairs or anything and they can just climb up and down it. Huh. Should we just use like plain brown? The lighting on this lot is really getting to me as well. Maybe we have no gate. Maybe we just open it because that saved me like $400. I definitely need to have some lights so we can put a couple of those. I feel like there should be a darker wood tone inside the house. I just feel like that's more the vibes of this place. Mostly because of the dark brick, right? And then I don't have a stair railing anymore. Okay, simple upstairs. All right, well, let's just start trying to buy some furniture. I think I'll use this dining table And maybe we try a rug that we don't normally use. This is the new one. It's just a little small. Oh, can I put 2 of them together? It is 250 simoleons. That looks okay as a rug on the inside. Maybe we could have a bunch of green accents. I don't really want it to be so dark. I was kind of hoping for more pastel colors in here, but I guess the last base game house I built was kind of pastel, so maybe it's for the best. I know we got this beautiful new artwork too. What color? Maybe that one could be nice. I could do that and then have this have the orange. That actually looks really pretty. I really like that. I think I'm gonna use these base game counters. These are a little bit on the pricey side, but I cannot bring myself to use the old base game counters. I like actually can't do it. So I know I always use these. It's because they're the best ones. It has to be done. Now, I wonder if we could put some upper cabinet. The upper cabinets might be a little bit of a stretch, but that does look good. How about this ceiling light? I never ever use those either. I wish we had an orange tile that wasn't like the same old, because I know this one kind of has like orangey colors to it. Although maybe that's kind of cute. Maybe we should use that as our inspo for the house. It looks so like short. I don't want to raise the walls up. If we make the walls taller, we're gonna be in trouble. Now I'm really second guessing myself because this isn't really what I was hoping for. I kind of want it to be like more modern. This is giving 90s. I was hoping for like brighter colors and maybe like a slightly more updated looking house. And I think that tile is not selling in. Oh, that's a bright color. It's orange too. I'll be honest, I don't know when I last used this thing. Should we try it? Let's try it. Unfortunately, we have to use the cheapest stuff in the bathroom. I'm even just gonna use this pedestal sink. I don't think it's worth it to try and like branch out too much more. We can do a nice green towel though. That might have to be everything. Oh, this isn't even raised up. There you go. Maybe the bathroom, actually maybe the door should be further over. Like if the door was in the hallway, because then I could have the sofa up against this wall. Oh yeah, that's probably better. I guess, is the sofa just gonna be green? Or do I make the sofa no, don't make the sofa orange. I don't know what just came over me. This painting is 300. I do love how that looks though. Maybe we should switch them out because no, I don't know. Please hold, I'll figure it out. This bookshelf is 725. I don't think that's gonna work for us. I think that's too much money, unfortunately. Also, I think we should probably have a fireplace, but like this one's 700. And like, oh my God, that is so much money. This rug, not good enough. I think this rug kind of has a similar energy to the rug that we used in the other room. I just feel like it's so dark and I don't really want it to be dark. Maybe we could try that and have like a little green rug. This is also a more expensive light, so I probably don't need to be doing that, but I think it looks nicer. Here's a chair, 290 simoleon plant. No, let's not do that. I just like how big it is. The other giant plant, this one's only 75, but it's a little bit harder to fit because it's like so big. Now it's clipping through the walls, you know, but that's okay. I just had this thought, maybe I'll use one of these cabinets, but these are also expensive. Even this one is the cheapest one and it's 320, but I guess it is nice looking, so we could put that there. I feel like these Sims are probably not gonna have a TV. They don't even have baseboards or anything on these windows. That's kind of annoying. They can have a window there. It brightens the place up. I think we could probably use another big plant. I want this one, but that's so much money. I also need to pay for a trash can outside somewhere. Here, take that. You know what? I feel like I should switch gears. I'm gonna go finish the upstairs bathroom real quick. Maybe we do a tub instead of a shower in this upstairs bathroom, because that way, like functionally for gameplay, if you've got a pet or like a baby, you always need to have a tub. There isn't even a door into this room. Oh man. But this way, we'll have the bathroom set up and we know that that has enough for it to work. It's not cute, but at least it has like bare minimum stuff for it to function. I think I might have to get rid of some of these extra lights too. I think these are gonna be one ceiling light bedrooms. Let's use the pride bed in one of these. Maybe that little simple bed in the other one, and then a toddler bed in the last one. I'm gonna put the adults bed like this. I think I might also have them have wood floors. I might try this blue. I don't know if I've really used this blue swatch before. I kind of like it. All I've ever wanted is to have a version of this dresser that does not have the thing on top. I just want like a plain wood dresser that isn't super fancy and also isn't like old, because this one looks old and kind of run down. I wish I could have one that was like some kind of happy medium between them all. Does this rug size up okay? Oh, you know what? I don't think I've ever used that before. I wonder if this painting has a nice swatch. I don't know why I said never used that before. I know I've used that before. I haven't used it in a while. The round rug thing underneath the bed. I used to always do that in like every single build though. So I I just told you a lie by saying I've never used that before. In my defense, I am a little bit out of it right now. I did not sleep very well last night, and I also feel like I'm dying. So that'll do it. Okay, it's not the nicest of bedrooms. It's actually very simple and kind of sad in some ways, but okay, I got some simple light blue wallpaper in there. That's perfect. Maybe I'll do the kids' room next because the kids' spaces are a little bit more fun. And also we have enough money to be able to like actually decorate them because all of the kids' stuff is so cheap. It's like actually doable. I have a toy box and a teddy bear. I think I might give the toddler one of these little block things too. And maybe this little bookshelf. See, that whole room is worth, oh, $1,700. Oh, I was gonna say it was cheaper than that. But it's still expensive, but it's not that bad. Maybe they could have a little unicorn piggy bank. All right, I think this kids' room is gonna have to be fine because I have less money than I thought. I'm gonna use the Trans Pride bed in this room. And unfortunately, I'm probably just gonna use like the cheapest furniture again. I wish I didn't have to do that. I think maybe we could get a cuter carpet. We could possibly use like the blue carpet, or maybe the pink one is better. Also, in hindsight, I'm feeling like maybe I should have used wallpaper that has a white trim. Do you wanna make this one green or like this darker green color? Wait a minute, that could be nice. Let's use that downstairs. But I think that that's better to have the white instead of the brown at the base because it matches all the other door trim and like the fence and everything else. Okay, back to this room. I just had this thought. I don't know if this is gonna actually work, but I'm wondering if we can make our own like sort of custom rug. We do it something like that so we can get a few different colors. I think it needs 2 lights. It's way too dark. It's also the wrong shade of pink, this thing is, but that's okay. This is only 190 simoleons and I think that it goes a long way. So I'm gonna put that on the wall. Maybe we use light blue on the walls in here too. Maybe it would have been better if this was like more blue. We do like 2 shades of blue and then the white in the rug and then we have pink on the floor. I feel like that makes more sense because that like sort of purpley toned pink wasn't really working for me. But then this sim could probably have a desk. We can get a little pink desk chair, maybe a soccer lamp. In my mind, it's a teenager's room. I'm just kind of starting to get nervous about how much else we can afford to put in here. I guess they can be into sports. We can have like the soccer thing there. There is sports clutter if we wanted to use any of that. I thought about using this team photo. It's 350 simoleons. That is unhinged. Even like this open notebook is 375. Why are they so pricey? Maybe just like this little butterfly thing could be good. Butterfly and some books and like maybe a cheap plant. I don't know. I mean, we're kind of going for cheap here, so if that's the best we can do, that's fine. Trying to think what colors I don't normally use on this bed. This dark blue one isn't really for me, so maybe I should try to use the dark blue swatch because I never use it. I just don't like how dark it is, but I kind of tend to avoid darker things. So this could actually be good for us to try it out inside of this space. Oh, what about that? This is a very expensive nightstand. It's 135, but I can use the desk that matches it because I feel like this sim probably will want a desk and a chair. Maybe I scoot this all over a little bit more. I was trying to put the bed underneath the window, but it looked weird, so sorry. And then a dresser. I guess we could use this dresser that comes in black. Maybe this sim is interested in like games, but they can't have anything for their games on their desk because I can't afford to buy more than 1 computer. The only computer is gonna have to be downstairs, unfortunately. They can have a lamp. That's fine. That's 3 nice bedrooms up there. I mean, there's 4 bedrooms. It's 4 nice bedrooms. Maybe only 3 of them are nice, actually. Okay, downstairs. I still have to pay for stuff in the entryway, a desk and computer in the office. Oh, I forgot about this little rug. I love that. That's like a pastel yellow almost. But does it not match anything else in the house anymore? Let's try and use this because it's the same vibe, but hopefully it'll match okay with everything else. Computer, I'm gonna use this one. 800 simoleons. Okay, they have a little desk chair. Let's get the bigger potted palm because we can't really afford much else. And I might try and use this artwork again, but in a different color. Like that one brings in some more color to the house, which I think is good. Except it's 300 simoleons and I only have 1,600 left. You always think you have more money than you actually have. I'm putting a window on this wall because I can't really afford decor. So if I put a window on that wall, I don't need to buy like a 300 simoleon piece of art. I was hoping to have a coat rack, but that's also 150 bucks. Love the idea of like a floor lamp. 225. Does this thing fit okay? I mean, it could be as simple as us just calling it there on the interior because that gives us a little bit of money left to do the outside. I don't have anything in the upstairs hallway, but what are you gonna do? A budget is a budget. Oh, you know what else we could possibly do is like really shrink the backyard. It doesn't get us much money back, but we could get a couple hundred simoleons that way. And then if we go into debug, we can try and do all the landscaping on a budget. I just typed those sheets backwards. I put live edit first. I don't know if that works. I'll do it again just in case. Okay, here are some little trees. I don't know if I want them to be that small though. We also do have some debug planter boxes if we wanted to try and use those. I have done this a bunch with this exact one in budget-based game builds before, but it's not my fault there aren't very many options, okay? I'm working with what I've got, but I do think it helps to break up the plain wall a little bit more. We don't need to put them everywhere. We can just do them on like the upper floors on the sides and stuff. Oh my gosh, my head is like killing me right now. I'm trying to not complain. This is horrible. I took a COVID test, negative. This is a COVID and flu test. So I might just have like a really killer cold, but I have not felt this horrible in a long time. Honestly, I haven't felt this bad since like this time last year. And you know what's worse? I was sick like this time last year too, but last year I had kidney stones. That was worse. That was way worse. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. That was the worst pain I have ever felt in my entire life. I genuinely live in fear of that happening to me again too. Like I think about it all the time. If I feel like a weird pain somewhere in my abdomen, I'm like, it's happening. But it hasn't happened again since. I do kind of fear that it's only a matter of time though. Okay, I can't really put these how I want them to be because of the platform. I can just put it close and then put the platform back, right? Yeah, okay. I actually like this debug version of this bush better than the regular one because there's one in the regular game, but you can't change the color of it. And like, why do I want that? I want to use bushes that I can actually change the color of. I don't want to get stuck with something. That's way too high up, isn't it? But is the smallest version too small? I don't think so. I think that's kind of a realistic sized bush. I think I might put a bigger one. I wish there was an in-between of these sizes, honestly, but I might put the big one in the back, kind of going along that wall for privacy. I wasn't actually planning on using these on the porch, but maybe I will. We can size them down all cute and get them by the front door. Is there a debug version of those like little bitty, oh, look at this palm tree with lights. I was planning on working on a Christmas, but like in Florida build where it's like a bunch of palm trees and you know, that kind of thing. The sand snowman instead of a regular snowman, that stuff. And I knew there was a palm tree with lights somewhere, but I kind of had forgotten where it was. So I'm glad we found that just then. Okay, well, I was gonna say, is there like, you know, the little flowers? Is there a base game debug version of these? I know there's 1,000,001 debug versions of these, but are any of them in the base game? Or can I can't picture it at all. It's okay if we have to just use the regular one. I don't really mind. How much is that? 20 simoleons each? Yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna get this big oak tree too. All right, and then on the patio, I thought we could just put the trash can right there. I might get an outdoor dining table. You know what else I forgot is a toddler potty. Let me go back and do that now. Just put a little one in this downstairs bathroom. We have the outdoor dining table, outdoor dining chairs, and we only have like 400 bucks left. How is anyone supposed to do this? I wanna put this hanging plant. Oh, I put that way too high up. Oops. Let's try it again. I would love to have this hanging plant in the front. I think that looks really good. We could possibly do another one in the back too. That's the right height. Okay, cool. I'm putting these bushes all the way around the back. Not around all the sides, but just around the back, those back two sides. I think that helps because it makes the backyard look like it actually has stuff in it. And I can't afford a grill or anything, so I don't really know what else to put outside. It looks so funny with these planter boxes just floating like that. It's not so good. I think that the house itself looks cute though. Is that clipping too much inside? Oh, you can totally see that. Don't do that then. Well, I'm just adding some terrain paint in the back. I'm thinking maybe I'll give them some planter boxes because I do really like to have planter boxes. It's fun to have my Sims have a garden, and that would be worth about exactly 400 simoleons if we did that. All the things I want are too much money, like the telescope, that costs too much. Maybe we don't do that. Maybe we just put some more stuff inside. Like if we got a mirror on here, that would help this empty wall a lot. Maybe like a mirror and a nice little chair. Oh, that's a boring chair. It's also 185 simoleons. Oh my gosh. We could do 2 curtains in the living room and suddenly our money is all gone. Well, listen, this was not the fancy base game house of my dreams. In fact, it's actually not fancy at all. But 40K, it never goes as far as I think it will. I'm gonna upload it to the gallery. It's called Under 40K Base Game, hopefully so you can search for it easily. I'm glad we did this. This was fun for me. I like a little challenge. I like to be restricted with my build sometimes. I needed this today, so hopefully you enjoyed it too. I also really like, honestly, the color of these purple planter boxes up against that orange brick. I really have never liked that orange brick, but I kind of like it in this specific circumstance. At least I like it better than I thought I was going to, which is also fun. I feel like I discovered something today, and it's that brick I never use. But anyway, I will stop yapping. I'm sorry if I seemed like off in this video. I don't know. I'm like kind of insecure about it. That's why I keep talking about it, but hopefully it was okay. Thank you for watching and for putting up with me, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow. Okay, goodbye everybody. Does anyone remember the video that I tried to record when I had kidney stones? Because I don't know if I posted it or not. I can't remember, but there was a video that I like half finished and then I was like, I actually can't do this. I'm in so much pain and I had to stop.